down.
Are you going to sit down?
I want to sit on the end. And I did. There you are.
Hello, and welcome to the Discovery Globe at the Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park. My name is John Frazier, and I'm going to take you back in time, but not as far as you might imagine. While our presentation is about 16th and 17th century voyages of Spanish exploration, I'd like for you to come with me back to the year 1956. That was the year that American culture transformed in ways it never had before. We'd emerged from World War II in a frenzy of hype over nuclear war. Western movies were being replaced by sci-fi thrillers at America's drive-in theaters. Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett were waning in interest to Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers. The space race was on. Even at Disneyland, where we could explore Frontierland, Adventureland, and Fantasyland, by 1956, the number one attraction there was Tomorrowland, where all the rides and venues aimed us toward the stars. This abrupt shift in American culture gave Walter B. Frazier, my grandfather, and owner of the world's oldest existing theme park, a lot to think about. Oh, what's that? Oldest existing theme park? Yep. The Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park, with recorded guests dating back as far as 1868. Now, how was Granddad going to take a society that was focused on rockets and manned space flights and reinterest them in our nation's oldest history? Well, his first thought was the planetarium right next door. Now, planetariums were fairly common, but he could have one programmed to illustrate how ancient sailors navigated by the stars and show folks the exact alignment of the heavens the night before Ponce de Leon landed. But that simply wasn't the bang he was looking for. Walter Frazier wanted to give his guests something new, something fresh, something they'd never seen, somewhere that they'd never been before. A front row seat in outer space. You see, it would be another 5 years before Yuri Gagarin made his historic space flight in 1961. So in 1956, we'd never seen the Earth from space before. He wanted a theater that placed his guests there, and right where you're sitting, in outer space. Let folks see the Earth from a viewpoint that no one had ever seen before. But how? Typical flat screen and 3D movies about outer space were being done to death. He wanted more. He wanted a huge orb, 2 stories tall, that would turn on its axis just as the Earth did to show the history of Spanish exploration in the New World. There was only one problem. The technology for such a production didn't exist. Not even the best special effects people in Hollywood could help. While most people would have given up, thrown in the towel, Walter Frazier decided that if the technology didn't exist, then he'd invent it. And he did. It took him 3 more years to design the equipment and projection system and then build this theater around it. He brought his special effects extravaganza together in such a way that the Smithsonian Institution, who'd worked with Granddad on archaeological digs here in the park in the past, sought his assistance with their own intended oversized display of Earth and its revolving moon. In fact, this is a model of the project that they sent him back in 1958. By the way, this show will not amaze you. Let me repeat that. This show will not amaze you, at least by today's standards. Even though we have just finished the first renovation on this exhibit since it was built, there is no digital or computer-generated graphics or even Hollywood magic. But in 1960, when the doors first opened, it was standing room only. People were amazed. Yes, this is a museum piece that would be in the Smithsonian right now if it weren't so big. So sit back and enjoy the show from your front row seat in outer space, just like Granddad intended. Thank you for coming. planets emerged from the dark waters. Slowly, the Western Hemisphere assumed its present form. Plants, animals, and eventually man appeared on the earth. From its primitive beginning, humanity slowly advanced in civilization and culture. Some 3,000 years ago, on these very grounds, the site of an ancient Indian village, man had developed a civilization, which is shown by archaeological remains. Then, suddenly, more than 4 centuries ago, a new culture arrived from Europe. The epical events which took place in rapid succession after Columbus discovered the New World marked the beginning of radical changes that took place on both sides of the Atlantic. The discovery of new lands to the west widened the horizon of the Old World. Unlimited interest was aroused by this new view across the sea. The magnitude of the discovery was soon realized, and the name New World was applied in general to these new lands. Through the ensuing years of exploration, settlement, expansion, development, and finally independence, the 2 continents, North and South America, have become an integral part of international life, and they are still generally referred to as the New World. This globe represents our world. It rotates on its axis exactly as does the Earth. It is 56 feet in circumference and equal in height to a 2-story building. Although surrounded by total darkness, one may stand in the rotunda and by means of black light have the feeling of seeing the Earth from a great distance, a multicolored planet radiating its own subdued brilliance as it slowly rotates in the darkness of outer space. This globe portrays the epical events in the discovery, exploration, and colonization by Spaniards in the Western Hemisphere during the 16th century. By means of control lights, I now call your attention to the course sailed by Columbus in 1492, when he landed on San Salvador and went on to discover other islands. The second voyage of great importance was that of Columbus in 1493, when he was accompanied by Juan Ponce de Leon. The landing was made on Hispaniola. From this island, Ponce de Leon went on to the island of Puerto Rico to found a settlement and become governor of the island. Another famous voyage in American history was that of Ponce de Leon in 1513, when he anchored his 3 ships within sight of present St. Augustine Harbor on April the 2nd and named his discovery La Florida. On April the 3rd, he landed and took possession for Spain. This was the first formal possession taken of any part of what is now the continental United States. The fourth epical event in the Western Hemisphere was the discovery in 1513 of the Pacific Ocean by Vasco Manuez de Balboa. The voyages of Columbus led to the colonization of the West Indies, Cuba, the northern coast of South America, Central America, and Mexico. The voyage of Ponce de Leon resulted in the discovery of the Gulf Stream, led to the explorations by de Ayllon, Cabeza de Vaca, de Soto, and Coronada, and later to the founding in 1565 of St. Augustine by Pedro Menendez de Avilés as the capital of Spain's continent of Florida, which extended from the river of Palms, Rio Grande, to Labrador, and embraced all the area of the present continental United States of America. The discovery of the Pacific Ocean by Balboa led to the conquest of Peru by Pizarro, the settlement of Chile and Ecuador, the exploration of the Amazon River and the coast of California. The small numbered circles on the globe show the location of some 100 of the settlements made and of the 3 universities founded in the Western Hemisphere prior to 1599, and are numbered in the chronological order of their establishment. The 3 universities founded were the University of Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic in 1538, the University of San Marcos in Peru in 1551, and the National University of Mexico in 1551, respectively. It was not until the beginning of the 17th century that England, Holland, and other European nations began to found New World colonies in Spanish territory. You have just witnessed the unique historical highlights of the phenomenal discovery, exploration, and establishment of the first permanent European settlements, and the development of civilization during the first century of European progress in the New World. You have followed the routes of conquest and expansion. You have seen how the centers of Spanish and Portuguese civilization were established chronologically during this greatest of centuries, which witnessed so many world-shaking events. Today, the 21 countries civilized by Europeans in the New World have provided the Old World with a continuing cultural stimulus of ideas and ideals. So, Florida, which is synonymous with Fountain of Youth, and once embraced all of North America from the Rio Grande to the frigid lands of Labrador, was dedicated to peace, and the name Florida changed to the United States of America.
How they monitor night before they start.
What do we have over here? What? Brady, we just came out of that building.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Hey, Brady. What's that one?
Another map on the floor. You can have this one. Found this from the floor. You can have that.
A rock or whatever.
Rocks.
Where we going, buddy?
That's in the burial ground.
Lucci.
I'm just following you, buddy. Sport?
This is so confusing because look, this is sideways, not how the it's just see, like it's all sideways, so it's confusing. This is
I'm following you, sport.
Hey, this is actually right. I came out right. Why you call me sport?
Well, I mean, somebody's already picked the word buddy.
There's nothing in there.
On the right was the founding of the first Spanish colony inside the Indian town. The Camoquins are now absorbed into the Franciscan period, which lasted from 1565 to
Oh, they're
1763.
they buried people?
From the artifacts
Indians.
excavated,
What?
the cultural
And
interactions are now being investigated between two extremely diverse cultures.
They buried
Native
people.
Americans, yeah.
Okay.
Just throw them in there.
Well, I mean, this is like, what is it?
Huh?
Yeah, this is a canoe.
We thank you for your attention. And hope that the
real pics.
experiences of archaeological time
Brady.
Nah, there's real pics and skeletons.
Yeah, I know. It's a burial ground.
The first successful
Look, there's a canoe.
cultural interaction between
No, that's not a
advanced
canoe.
European
Oh, it wasn't? I'm sorry.
and North American
It might be a canoe. I don't know, bro.
Thus, the beginning of
Okay, so
recorded
we're leaving
United
here.
States colonial history.
It's 6. Walk straight.
We just came straight. No, we didn't. We came from that way. Ooh, palm tree.
Let's go this way. Because this goes to 8. There's no spin road. Seeing all the chili. We go to the village. Good. Then we're gonna go to
Which way we heading?
the church.
Ready? Which way we heading? This
I
way?
think it's supposed to be this way, actually, yes, but it's blocked off. Like this tree fell, so I'm still going.
Ready? We can probably go around.
No, you're supposed to go this way. That's what it says. Dad, just squeeze through there. Okay. How are you gonna get through there?
No, I'm just going this way.
Okay, let's do this. Coming off my pocket. Probably shouldn't say I have a knife in my pocket. Well. Okay, we're here. So we're at the village.
What'd you say, buddy?
The village is set and low. This is number 8, so the blacksmith number 21. You gotta wait a little bit.
No.
Oh, and you have showtimes for it. So.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a little hut.
Mm-hmm. Ow. I know. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Over here.
Where are we over here?
Beach. There's the watchtower, but wait, no, Dad. We're gonna go there when we get to 16. I'm going by order. We left pictures up.
Yes, they
Apparently we have to go in order.
are. Now, I will warn you, if you do go in order, you will miss the 2 o'clock cannon firing. Because it's in about 5 minutes, and they only do that at the top of the hour every hour. If you see that tower way down there, it's at the building right next to the tower. That's the only downside about going in order.
So Brady,
We'll go in order after that. Okay, that's good. Mom,
apparently he bends his own rules. He's gonna bend his own rules.
yeah, just a little bit. It won't hurt a little bit. There's the. Oh, hey. Oh, that smells. You know what to say. Dad, what's that?
Water feature. Why'd you just smack my butt?
Well, we gotta watch the cannon.
Going to the cannon. Some tower.
4 minutes. Right, that's fine.
Be careful. Don't fall. Okay, Brady, which way are we going? Huh?
Guess over there where the people are sitting.
Brady, over here where the people are.
17.
I don't know. Maybe it's over there. I don't know.
That's a blacksmith. We come in that later. Come on, Dad. But
What?
was it already started?
Where's the tower?
We can walk through here.
Did you see footprints?
Yes, everywhere. You can come in here, just don't climb or play on it. Like monkey bone.
Who told you that?
That's fine.
Hmm.
There's number 17, bro.
I'm working on it.
It's all sand.
Hmm?
It's all so much sand.
Well.
No offense to mom or anything, but she's probably gonna have to sit down for this and this after she gets done. She ain't gonna be able to do anything else. She's gonna be walking the whole lot.
Well, if we don't see it all, we don't see it all. If we do, we do.
I'll see it all. Y'all know.
Okay, well. Where you going, Brady? Yeah, somebody trying to get out of people's way. You want to climb up there?
Later. Number 16.
Hmm?
At number 16, yeah. 17.
European armories, not used very much anymore. Things like this date back to the 1300s. It was old when it came here. Old technology when it came here. All right, it ended up being a good thing. He brought 30 of these crossbows that he could save money. And he worked out so well, he later ended up ordering 50 more out of Mexico to bring up here. He brought these, they didn't really plan to use them, but just in case they had them, it ended up they needed them. Because here in Florida, it's a beautiful day right now. If you've been here for any length of time, you know, they'd get was the shaft, and the bolt head would still be in the person's body. So they would have to get the barber, who's also the surgeon, cut them open and remove it. Either way, it could start a bad day for that person. All right, we're going to demonstrate this. It's very easy to use. All right, you load it by pulling back in the bowstring, step in the stirrup just like on a horse and saddle. Put your foot in there, you pull back. Now this one is only about a 40-pound pull, so I can do it with one arm. Some of them war bolts put up to 160 pounds. They had a hook that hung off the belt. They put the hook around the bowstring, stepped in the stirrup, and that would lift it up. All right, we have real imitation feathers on it. All right, then you can see how it's held on by this bracket. You can walk around all day in the woods and it's not going to fall out. They're always loaded when you want to use them. All right, first thing we have to do now is check for kayakers. Anybody out there? All right, taking your word for it. Now another advantage that the crossbow has, very fast to load. The musket takes about 40 seconds to reload. The crossbow, 10 to 15 seconds. All right, that's the morning. The quiet part of the cannon demonstration. Now you go
So
to the point
slow,
you guys
that's the
all
problem. They don't know you.
Well, we'll fire the cannon off for you here in a couple minutes. Before we do, let me tell you about ours, why it's here. The cannon on the platform is a replica of a bombardetta. Now, bombardettas were the type of cannons that Pedro Menendez brought here in 1565. He brought 20 of them, and he fortified this area, right in through here with them. Not only is the field behind you the site of the first settlement in St. Augustine, this is also the site where the first fort was built. Bombardetta was a product and technology from the 13 and 1400s, so they were an old style cannon. They were considered to be weak little things, and nobody really wanted to use them on the battlefields of Europe anymore. So they were cheap to buy. Pedro Menendez took advantage of that. They were also had one good point to them is that they were small. They could easily be dismantled and brought from the ship to the shore in shallow water areas like we have here in small boats. Now by the time Menendez comes here, they're also producing cannons such as the cast iron cannons that we have all through the park. Now that type of cannon is what made that type of the bombardetta obsolete, because they were much more powerful. They're made from iron, but they're very heavy, and you couldn't really bring them into a place like this until things became more established. So at first they would remain on the ships. They're muzzle loading cannons, so they could take a minute to 2 minutes just to load one, but they were very powerful. We've got a lot of different cannons around here, different sizes. Now the two on the pedestal right in here are known as Spanish long nines, and they could fire a 9-pound cannonball almost 2 miles. So they're very, very powerful. Our cannon, the bombardetta, was really nothing like it. It's almost the opposite, actually. Using technology from the 13 or 1400s, it wasn't the same. The cannon barrel was made in a very primitive way, and it was made as a tube that was open at both ends. The gunpowder and the wadding would go into a separate piece called the powder mug, or the servidor, and that would be the cylinder that's sitting behind the cannon. Gunpowder and wadding in a piece like that will slide up into the open breech end of the cannon barrel. A large block of wood and a wedge is placed in behind that to hold the servidor in position. And while that's being done, somebody else on the crew, cannon crew, would be loading a cannonball, but from the front, from the muzzle end. So these are breech charge, muzzle-loaded cannons. Now the big difference is how quickly you can reload that cannon once you fire it. You pull that block of wood and wedge away and you yank the servidor out of there. Now you might have 2 or 3 more that are preloaded with gunpowder and wadding that you can quickly reload the cannon with. You can have a 5-man gun crew. Several of these guys are reloading these things and switching them out. So you can keep up a rate of fire of 2 shots a minute with that cannon, occasionally 3 shots a minute. So that's 2-3 times as fast as that cannon, but they're nowhere near as powerful. So our cannon would fire a 6-pound solid iron shot. These are solid iron. They don't explode, and they didn't have exploding cannonballs in the 1500s. Now with a full load of gunpowder in the servidor, theoretically our cannon could send this ball almost a mile. But they weren't accurate at that kind of distance. They were really only accurate to a little beyond a half a mile. So that would be the effective range that they were used at mostly. So now this brings up a point. What would happen if the enemy ever showed up? They'd be out in the ocean. They'd have a fleet of ships. And on their ships, they'd have lots of cannons like these that could fire up to 2 miles. How are you supposed to defend yourself here when you have these dinky little half-mile cannons? Well, that's exactly why Pedro Menendez chose this spot to fortify, because he knew that the inlet that existed, the old original inlet, was only 9.5 feet deep at high tide, too shallow for large ships to come through into this bay. Large ships in those days would have to remain out in the ocean offshore a distance over 3 miles from here. Their cannons were useless against us. But Menendez also knew if anybody were going to attack us, they're going to be coming across this bay, most likely at high tide, in small, shallow draft boats, boats without cannons on them. The bay was very different in those days. All the vegetation, all the mangroves that are out here today, none of that used to be here. This bay used to be wide open, and you could see the enemy coming across. And once they got within range, half a mile or so, these 20 cannons would open fire. Each cannon's now firing 2 of these a minute. A lot of cannonballs flying out of here. And even though they're small, they don't really look like much. These little 6-pounders would be flying through the air at well over 400 miles an hour. These things would smash through the enemy's boats like they're made out of cardboard. So you can imagine what would happen to the soldiers in the boats. So even though they were old and obsolete cannons, they were more than adequate to defend this position. And Pedro Menendez knew that. So the amount of gunpowder they used back then for the 6-pound iron ball would be somewhere between 1.5 to 2 pounds of black powder. Well, guess what we're not going to do today? Now, even though that'd be pretty spectacular, it'd be something you wouldn't forget for a while, you also wouldn't be able to hear anything for about a half an hour, so we're not going to do that to you. We're going to fire a smaller load, and after we do, I'll tell you how much gunpowder we actually use. I think you'd be surprised. The other thing is that we're not actually going to fire a cannonball, even though that sounds like it might be a lot of fun. It really does. But, you know, we got guys out there fishing. We got the Marine Patrol. Sometimes even the Coast Guard's out there. And I tell you one thing, none of those guys have a sense of humor about cannonballs flying out there. So this is going to be a blank shot. It's not so loud it's going to damage your hearing. We do recommend that children, anybody with sensitive hearing, or if you don't like loud noises, you should be covering your ears. So if everybody's ready, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Fuego.
Not really. Do it. Just pull the knot. You gotta tie a knot, I guess.
Come on, dude.
Learn to tie knots. Brady, you need to learn this. She will stay tied.
She does.
Oh yeah, you're the one walking around. What's over there, Brady? Huh? Oh, come over here. What are we doing, Brady? I got you. Come on, buddy. I thought you're strong, man.
Be careful.
What'd you say?
Oh God. What is this? Okay.
We'll move to the next one.
Easiest one.
Got that one.
Well, you got that one.
It's in lower difference. Oh, that's 60.
That was easy.
Okay, look.
Do it again.
60, 160.
Do it again.
So that one's 260.
Do it again. So that one's how much?
60,
What's the next one?
160.
Come on, you work out. Do it again. You work out, Brady. Do it again.
Not funny. Where's my paper?
Brady, I got it. Go do it. Just do it. No, the other one. Come on, man. Is that the big dog over there?
Yeah, you can put the other one through and pull it.
What's over here? What's over here?
That button, they talked about that earlier. Is there a button?
Welcome to the St. Augustine Boathouse. One of the single most important industries of early colonial Spanish capitals was boat building. Boats of all shapes and sizes were necessary for travel, but not all for survival. Small sailboats, such as the chalupa, were of shallow draft. and rigged with
Sounds like
sails.
some deep
You get chalupas at Taco Bell.
chalupa. Chalupa.
And the waterways of the interior of Florida possible. They could be used to scour the coast for large boat lines.
Yeah, I mean, this is something relaxing. You know, you can make it, but I
A
mean,
large map before you. This is what we know today as the Boazio map, named for
Boaz.
Giovanni Battista Boazio, the Italian cartographer who drew it. Drafted in 1589, this map not only draws
I have to make my own boat.
but it specifically tells the story of
Surf
the
right.
1586 raid in the town of Lesser Francis Raid, or El Drago.
Yeah, so we don't do fake history, that'd be disrespectful. Let's put a head on that nail. Think I can do it? I'm pretty sure I can. Pretty sure I can. Except this time, I want to bring it up to orange hot, but I gotta keep peeping in there and looking at it because that fire's hot enough to melt the point right off of that nail. That would just be pointless, wouldn't it? Yeah.
that's a dad joke.
Or you might say, don't point to it at all. All right, here we go. Time to put a head on the nail. We'll leave up about that much material right there. Clamp it down, break it off right where I notched it. Take my hammer and hit the nail on the head. Just like that. We got a head on the nail, guys. Nothing to it. Now remember me talking about red hot, orange hot, and all that?
No.
Trust me when I tell you, I've been blacksmithing 23 years now. You are not going to get burnt by red hot steel in my shop if you're paying attention, because it's like a bright red stop sign saying, stop, don't touch me, I'm hot. That guy, on the other hand, you might very easily reach down and grab that by accident. When the metal loses enough heat to no longer glow and show any color, it looks just like any other piece of metal in this shop. But if you were unfortunate enough to reach down and grab it, it's going to grab you back. That's right. Because it doesn't have to look hot to be hot enough to hurt you. So we have to pay attention in here and never assume. And that's why I'm not going to grab that nail with my fingers. It doesn't look hot, but it could still be hot. So I'll use these lovely tongs that I made. Yeah? Did you guys know there were no dentists back then? Us blacksmiths pulled teeth. You don't have a loose tooth, do you? No, not right now? Okay. We can knock one loose if you want to.
You want to?
Oh yeah, it was still kind of warm, but now it's cold enough to touch. You don't have a loose tooth, do you? You do? So here's
To me, it
our
reminds me of
nail,
Philip.
just like those other ones.
He does.
Clear, sharp, and
I
pointed.
swear it
Now,
does.
folks, did it take 5 minutes to make one nail back then, like what y'all just saw? Please don't walk away from here thinking that. What you just saw was a demonstration, intentionally slowed way down so I could explain what was going on. One day a buddy of mine came in here and he snuck in behind me and he timed me. When I got done, he said, "Man, you just made that nail in 14 seconds. I said, "Son, I'm not as young as I used to be. Used to do it in 10. The point is, it doesn't take us as long to make things as it does to demonstrate and explain how it gets made. If they had to make a big batch of nails back then, it wouldn't be one guy making one nail at a time. It would be one guy shaping the nails and putting the points on them. Another guy cutting them to whatever length they need to be. Another guy putting the heads on the nails. By doing a little assembly line setup like that, 3 good blacksmiths, 400 or 500 nails a day out of this shop would not be unreasonable. So don't think it took 5 minutes to make one nail. It don't. It don't. Well, guys, thanks for coming by. Y'all have a great day. Come back and see us.
Put these in there. How do I do it?
Brady. Oh. You scoop something into that and see what you find.
I'm gonna dump it. Just raw. Come on, Jesus. Tooth. Can we get bags to put these in?
Let me see. Let me see.
Don't drop it. If you drop it, I'm gonna die.
What is that?
A tooth.
You sure?
It's a shark teeth or fish bone.
Why not make a bunch over here?
Brady, come over here.
I mean, there's some in this thing.
You find gold in Spanish coins? Teeth or
I find gold and silver.
arrowhead?
Gold and silver Spanish coins. We're going to the bank.
I don't think they're worth anything. Like,
Come on, baby. Make me rich. You gotta shake it, Linda.
Shake it.
here's a problem, Dad. Half the stuff just falls through. What'd you say? I said half the stuff just falls through. No?
Somebody. Oh. I thought it was you, Brady. Sorry.
Wait.
What, Brady?
What?
Nothing. I'm just laughing. Come on, Brady. Make me rich.
I'm taking this up too far.
You gotta slide it, Brady. Look.
Look, I get it.
Slide it. You do that, all the things, all the stuff falls through.
Everything does. Like the teeth, they just fall right there.
Well, then go to a different one.
No, for all of them.
Well, yeah, but there might be different stuff and different things. Do you think they replenish this daily?
I would think so.
No, I think if there's gold, they wouldn't put it really. It'd be fake. I could just go through here and just do this, you know? Like, honestly, this kind of works better.
Brady.
Kind of works better.
Brady.
No.
Come here.
What? Yeah, they're all the same.
Well, no, you never know.
More stuff. Where'd you put the tooth?
Pocket.
The sugar.
Just holding it to you. I'll give it back to you.
I'll lose it.
I'm not you, your mother, or Brandon.
Oh wow. Are we getting gold today?
I know, I told him to make me rich. Where are you guys from?
South
Where?
Florida. South Florida.
I grew up in Daytona, but I live in Alabama now. It sucks. When you're married to an Alabamian. And then, of course, you know, he's an Alabamian if you think about it. But he cheers for Florida State. Think about that.
Yeah.
We live in Alabama and he cheers for Florida State. Are you making me rich yet?
No.
Why not?
I mean, if I do get something, I'm keeping it. I ain't gonna do it.
Well, then I'm going to pay your rent. Or you're going to pay me rent.
You're gonna pay my rent, pet.
No, you're going to pay. You're going to.
Somebody's gotta pay.
Yeah.
Brandon.
I've been paying for 22 years. Are we done? You throwing it?
I gotta find one more thing.
Are you throwing in the shovel?
We found nothing. Not all of today.
Found a tooth. Yeah.
Ready? Just move around to different ones.
I poked myself though.
That's funny. Quit talking and help me. The things kids say.
Quit filming and help me, man.
Nope. I'm on vacation. I ain't working.
Fine, too. Mommy.
We need,
She's sitting down on her phone.
we need to get moving. Okay, but you do understand it's not going to be some big gold nugget.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a very gold flake.
Wait, I found one of those. I thought it was just like a shell.
Well, you lost it now.
You sure? Like, no, Dad, they're coins.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. You got one.
I got you excited, huh?
Oh, God, there's a lot over here.
Wait, you starting over?
Yeah. That's my method. That works really well. Actually works.
You gonna wash your hands before you get in the truck?
What?
You gonna wash your hands?
It just comes on.
No.
Dum dum. Butt nugget.
Well, you're cold. You're gonna be dirty.
You're dirty.
All right, moving on.
shells, though.
Well, those are fossils if you think about it.
What?
Shells are fossils. Well, at one time they were a living organism.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Clams. All right, Brady, I'm gonna go sit with your mom. Where are we going now? Let go of me. You just got excited over something? Let's go this way.
It says Russian.
Do you like this place, Brady?
Video.
I'm not.
There's really nothing else besides the houses you can go in. Well, I'm about to say houses. Where's that at?
Well, we kind of went through them.
Oh, I don't know. See, what are they gonna do?
Where's it at?
They're up there.
How do they get up there? Can they fly?
I don't really know. I got it, Brady. Chill. I
I'm
got
just
it.
showing you.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Hey, there's one right there too, right?
Yes. Over there.
Ooh, here we go.
There's a light.
Where's your mom at?
Probably taking that donkey.
Where's mom at? Look over there. Oh yeah. Okay. These are cool. You know that where we're gonna go eat? The Old Spanish? During the summer, sometimes when we were growing up, that place would be covered in peacocks.
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 Yeah.
Man. You see her yet?
What's the point of firing cannons if you ain't gonna fire
Well,
cannons?
it's just showing you like, okay, remember the last time we were here and we watched that cannon fire? He didn't have a projectile in it either.
Still. That petting zoo?
I don't know. I haven't seen. Where's she at? I haven't seen peacockings forever.
They are cool.
Hmm? Brady, just a couple, you know.
Oh, I thought you put your hand on there. I guess not. It says not to hand. Give me some. How much is it? 25 cents. Hey, you gotta catch it midair. Come on, man. You suck. Hit him in the head.
How about that one over there? How about this one coming? Brady.
Hey, you get some too. Oh, good.
What happened? Huh?
I know. So I got 50 cents.
Well, he took it and took off. Apparently he's full.
What sound does a peacock make?
I have no idea.
Okay. Hey, they make weird sounds. It sounds like a cat. Cat. I did that. I did that too.
Huh?
I did that too.
I didn't mean to. There's some.
Huh? 2 peanuts. Yeah. What up, my brother? Hey, brother. Pop.
And you finally got one.
Oh, I hit that on the nose.
Brady did that.
Called a beak.
Brady.
His beak, whatever.
Brady did that too a minute ago.
That's not.
Brady.
I don't care.
Last one. Which one?
Why are you looking at me?
Dude.
Scared him.
You know, they probably get the point where, dude, they're going to throw me anything else besides peanuts?
Probably. Are you standing there? I hit him right in the throat.
Well, that one came and got it.
He got both of them. I like this one. It's a baby. It's like a kid because it doesn't have the big ones. I didn't know peacocks were in Florida.
Huh?
I didn't know peacocks were in Florida.
What, there's a law that says I can't be in
I
Florida?
didn't know they were.
I've been trying to tell you that for years, Brady.
They don't listen to me. They're on the rocks. I already got it like 10 times. It's like a kid. That one's like the baby. Hand feed it, bro. Get some. That one loves people. Oh my god, that one looks out. The other one's just enjoying it.
Bye, peacocks.